what I would say to people right now is join the Discord server, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, tell other people about the game, sign up for an alpha key because that puts you on our mailing list, and then once we go live with either like a crowdfunding campaign or we just launch founders packs, you'd be there to support it on day one.
Hello, all you beautiful people out there. What is going on? This is your friend Britik coming to you fast with an exciting video on a new third-person MOBA that I just recently discovered. In fact, the guy came to me asking if I would like some more information. So I said, hell yeah, of course I'd like some more information. And here we have it. Except it's not just a third-person MOBA. It's a third-person shooter MOBA. And it is incredibly unique. Just like Ethereal is incredibly unique with its 6v6 vertical lane mechanics, this game is unique in a different way in the sense that it reshapes how we see MOBAs right now, traditionally speaking. And it can also be just as much of a game changer as Ethereal can be. And so that's why I wanted to share it with you guys. And it's a long video, I know, but I urge you to watch it all the way through. There's a lot of information, a lot of gameplay in this video. This beginning part is just to kind of summarize some things so you guys have an understanding going into this video of what's going on. So this person that's going to be on screen is Silas. He is the lead developer. He leads a team of 10 developers, including himself. They call themselves Project Ambitious Games. They are an LLC. Okay. And so these guys have been working on this game since before Paragon shut down. They've been working on it for about 2.5 years now. It's been in closed alpha for about a year now. And there is heavy inspiration from Paragon. There's heavy inspiration from third-person shooters, of course. And the gist of this game, essentially what makes it so crazy, is that there are no set champions. You don't have Sevarog with his Colossal Blow. You don't have Shimby with her All-Kill. You don't have Kwang with his Judgment of the Heavens, okay, where they have their abilities be the same every single game. You don't have champions. You also don't have your traditional lane turrets, and you don't have your lane minions, and no laning phase. Essentially, what this game is it's a mix of Gears of War, reminds me a bit of Call of Duty, and it's a mix of Paragon as well, because there's tons of verticality, and it's also a third-person MOBA. So when you get into this game, you can choose between a couple default classes. So you start off with some predetermined perks as the class, but as the game goes on and you get the in-game currency, you can use that currency to either upgrade your weapon, buy new weapons, buy attachments on your weapons, or you can buy your own abilities. That's right, you can buy your own abilities. You can buy a cloaking device. You can buy a frag grenade. You can buy a jetpack. And there are many, many, many options. And when you buy them, then you can upgrade them to 5 levels. So that means every single game will be unique because every single game you'll have a different combination of what people are going to buy as their abilities, what people are going to buy as their weapons. And it's going to be, I think, some intense combat, changing on the fly, trying to counter the enemies and their loadouts with your own personal loadout. But it doesn't stop there. Like I said, there are no turrets. There are no laning minions. There are minions that will follow your team around and help your team against the other enemy team, fight their minions. But what about the turrets? Well, you build your own turrets. You protect your own base. As you guys see in the gameplay, when you start off, your base, your core is completely exposed and naked. And you need to use the material, the currency, which is called metal in this game, literally metal, because everything's made of metal. It's called metal, and you use that to build walls around your core. You could build towers. You could build turrets. You can build... It seemed like there were some mortars, okay? There's crazy things that you can build with you could build healing pads. Maybe you can build jump pads. I didn't see him build any, but I'm assuming that would be a thing as well. And you create your own defenses. You create your own turrets, essentially. Now, it's not building on the fly like in Fortnite. You actually have to summon out a drone, and then the drone is going to build the things for you, and you're going to be standing still. So if you're going to try to do this in the middle of a fight, you're going to be a sitting duck. You're going to lose that fight 100% of the time. Plus, the building drone can also be shot down, and it's on cooldown. So if the enemy gets up high with a sniper, and that sniper gets eyes on that drone, he can shoot that drone and stop the enemies from reinforcing their base with these defenses. So there's a lot of unique characteristics about this game. It's so hard for me to explain. It sounds boggling to me. When I first heard about it, it sounded insane to me. Even watching gameplay, I still couldn't really grasp what was going on until I got into this guy's stream and he kind of broke it down piece by piece. And I think it's going to be incredible. I think it's going to be something really, really, really amazing if it gets pulled off and it gets out of alpha. Now, obviously, this is alpha, like I said, so it's going to be a skeleton of the game. There are no textures yet that are completely done. A lot of the stuff is placeholder, okay? Obviously, the sound effects, the sound designs, the animations, everything is subject to change. This is, like, still early on in the process, but I can totally see this game in a couple of years when it becomes completely done and polished being a pretty cool game to play. So I'll let you guys have the last word. You guys can join their Discord. Link is in the description below, and ask Silas or any of the developers any questions you might have, because obviously I didn't have time to question him with all the questions. Also, you guys could check out their website. They have blog posts on the website. They have roadmaps on the website, so check that out. All those links are going to be in the description below. Again, please help me get this YouTube video up through the YouTube algorithm by dropping a like, subscribing, and hitting that notification bell so that more people can see how cool this project is. Even if you're never going to play it, it's still something really cool, I think. Just even the concept is really cool to me. Thank you so much for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed. If you did, like I said, drop a like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff. And as always, make sure I'll have a wonderful day. Peace.
So REVN is a third-person MOBA, but it's also a shooter, right? Your map, yes, I'm the lead developer. So the map, you have your spawn area, and then you've got a nexus that you're trying to protect. You're trying to destroy the enemy nexus. You have to go around to jungle camps, gather resources, and kill minions to get resources so that you can level up your abilities and buy items. So those are the MOBA elements. Match times are about 20 to 40 minutes. Our ideal match time is about 20 to 30 minutes. It's 5v5. Respawn times get longer the later you die into the match. We do have minions. The minions are, right now, they're actually sort of a, instead of being wave-based, they'll support you, so they'll sort of follow you around and do things to help you, regardless of if you're in lane or not. It's something we're experimenting with, and we're going to do some more work on seeing if that's the system we want to go with, or if we want to switch back to more of a wave-based minion system, because we did do a wave-based minion system for a while, and then it wasn't working that well with the gameplay, so we took it out. We put in this more squad-based minion system. It's been working a little bit better, but it still has some stuff we'd like to do to change it and make it more fun or more useful. How do you win? You win by destroying the enemy nexus. So that way it's just like every other MOBA you've ever played. This is our nexus art right now. So you destroy this, you win the game. Your team loses theirs, you lose the game. There are turrets. Turrets are actually player built. So yeah, so there's a building mechanic. Wait for the door to open up. So right here, I'm playing in the editor, so it's not completely stable, and this is with the latest developer version. What you can do is you can press Z to deploy a drone that you can pilot, and then with this drone, you can build a bunch of stuff to help protect your base. You can build, there's a couple of different types of turrets. You can build different buff panels, like that one right there will heal you if you stand on it. You can also build entire structures. So here I might build somewhere to stand on and shoot at enemies, and then maybe I'd want to build into a sniper tower. Can the building drone be shot down and destroyed? Absolutely, yes. Yeah, so enemies can shoot down your drone and destroy it, which puts it into, I think, a 20-second cooldown. It puts it into a long enough cooldown that it's pretty punishing. The metal supply is per person. Your team shares incomes for a lot of things, but it's per person, just like in League of Legends, Paragon, Smite, any other MOBA. Metal is essentially gold from League of Legends, or I forget what Paragon called it. Did they call it? Didn't they call it amber at one point, and then it was like gold? Yeah, it was amber. That's what I thought. Yeah, so amber is amber metal. Yes, your team, everyone on your team gains 1 metal per second, and then just over here. So your jungler for your team can capture these terminal zones, and when they do that, it temporarily increases your team's metal income. So now you can see my metal income. You can see it up here. You can also see it down here when I'm not with this menu open. But my metal income for my team is now 2. So by capturing jungle camps, you'll be able to get, yeah, it's a lot like harvesters. So you'll be able to get more resources for your team over time. This will last, I think, 60 to 70 seconds. I don't remember which one it is. I think it's 60 seconds. And after that, you'll need to go and place a new one. You can see on the map, it'll have color code so you know which ones your team has control over. Additionally, you can kill minions in the jungle camps. If I kill this big one, I'll get a health buff, which will help me take down the other ones. And then you can see there, I gained 100 metal from killing each of the minions, and an additional metal, 100 metal when the terminal finishes its cycle. Levels and abilities. Yeah, let me go recall and show you guys that. And this is some placeholder art here for the recall animation. So I do want to clarify, a lot of what we have right now is still placeholder art. Obviously the spawn area here, we don't have textures on it yet. So abilities and items. So you have your 3 ability slots, and we have a modular character system. So before you come into the match, you're going to create a loadout of 6 abilities, and those are going to be the 6 abilities you have available to equip during the match into your 3 slots. So, for example, I might have, I'll take the invisibility cloak, the grenade, and a heal. So now I can turn invisible, which I decloak when I shoot. I can heal myself, which I'm not damaged right now, or I could toss a grenade, which is an ability. You can level these up, which again this costs metal. So by capturing those terminals and getting more metal for my team can level up their abilities faster. So maybe I want my ghost cloak to last a little longer. Now it has a duration of 7 seconds instead of 5, I think. And that's going to cost me more and more metal the higher, and it caps out at 5. It is complete invisibility. You can level those up, and then your gear. This is where you can buy different things that give you additional health or shields or armor or extra mana or increased damage. So very similar to the types of items you might be able to buy in League of Legends. So you can also get some that have passive effects, like one that gives you lifesteal, and then upgrading. So then you can upgrade your items as well, very in the same way that you would upgrade abilities. So right now, my lifesteal augment level 1, I think it gives you a 5% lifesteal passive, and then as I level it up, I can get like 7%, 9%, up to like 15% lifesteal. I was just talking with Jaybird in the chat here about how our UI is still pretty placeholder. So like you can see here, the lifesteal augment, it doesn't tell you exact percentages yet. That's something we're working on right now. Britik, you just asked, is there no experience? Yeah, so the only currency is metal. we don't have experience gained from killing players or minions. Um, the main reason for that is because we don't have the traditional minion waves right now.
Oh my god, yeah, Mountain Dew!
So because we don't have waves, there's no like constant farming to do other than jungle camps. And it means that your laners would they wouldn't be able to level properly. So instead we went with a metal currency system where essentially everyone on your team increases everyone who's jungling, because you can have more than one jungler really. You're all sort of leveling up based off of how your team's managing resources. Yes, absolutely. Yeah, the point of the game is to capture the terminals, fight over them to boost your material gain. And then outscale your opponents. Yep. Yep. Let me see if I can, and then kill base. Yeah, there is pretty much constant team fighting. There's less of a laning phase. It's more of a it sort of turns into about 10 minutes of jungling where half your team is jungling and then half your team is like either harassing the enemy or protecting your own base and building it up. And then around the like 15-minute mark, it turns into larger team fights. So here I was using some flight abilities, and he was too. So let's go through by the beginning. You are the turrets, or you can craft them. Yeah, yeah. And this looks like the beginning of a match. So, all right, yeah. So we're in a lobby. I think we ended up doing like a 3v4. Um, yeah. So you spawn in and then go a little fast. So yeah. So at the beginning of the match, your nexus is completely unprotected. So I started building fences around it. Built some turrets. So you start with 1,000 metal, which is enough to build a very basic base, which I did here. Yeah, so it really does mean that every game is unique. So I went over here, captured a terminal. So at this point, no one was attacking my base, and I was out of resources, so I was going to go help jungle. And here I am fighting a jungle camp. Means every game will be unique because you set up the defenses any way you want. Absolutely, yeah. That's a huge part of the game. Is you never know what the enemy base is going to look like, what the Nexus defenses are going to be, so you kind of have to do some reconnaissance and scout it out, see what's going on. Hey, thanks. Incredibly unique idea. Thank you. Um, I think we have something here that's definitely never been done before with the MOBA. I think we've had first-person shooter MOBAs. Was it Battleborn? We've had third-person MOBAs like Smite, Paragon. Ethereal looks really interesting, but you haven't had a third-person shooter MOBA before. Hard sell calling it a MOBA without distinct champions. Yeah, I just don't know what. I mean, if there's another game genre that you think it might be, I'd love to hear it. But I think at its heart, or at its core, REVN is a MOBA. You're using the same strategies that you would use in a MOBA: the team fighting, the resource management, attack and defend a nexus. You don't have champions, but you do have. with the abilities, you're really building your own champion in that way. I think when you first look at it, it doesn't quite look like a MOBA. But once you play a match and um, you've played a 20-minute match, it's a 5v5. You've gathered your resources, you've leveled up, you've taken down an enemy nexus. I think at that point it really uh, I don't want to say it deserves to be called a MOBA, but I think it's it could be considered a MOBA at that point. On the other hand, though, I didn't actually set out to design a MOBA when I was making this game. Um, we uh, we wanted to make a game where you built bases, bought items, leveled up, and had team fights, and that was what we wanted to make. Um, after we started playing it and play testing it, and we launched the closed alpha, we realized that it was sharing all, like you said, it checks off all the boxes for a MOBA. Yeah. So the sniper, you can buy different weapons. So yeah, so I bought a sniper rifle. I think REVN season 1 is going to be sometime 2020. Complete launch confirmed for 2020. Yep. I'd like to, honestly. That's I'm not going to confirm it, but that's the goal. I would like to launch it 2020. The game's fully playable right now. Um, we've got about 350 registered alpha testers. I would like to come. Yes, we'd like to go to console after PC. Um, we just need to have a successful PC launch, and we'd love to go to console. Is there any way to support monetarily? Not really, honestly, right now. We're getting ready to run a some sort of crowdfunding or like founders packs, but we haven't offered anything like that yet. One thing we've been talking about doing is we just printed some posters of the cover art for the game, and some people have been messaging me, seeing about maybe buying those as a support. We might do that. We might offer those as Kickstarter or GoGo or just our founders packs. Um, there is no the game is not monetized yet. We'd like to start testing our monetization features during the beta, which is I don't have a confirmed date for when the beta is coming. Currently, it's in alpha. Once we go into beta, we would start testing out our monetization features. So we probably what we would do at that point is we give people a bunch of currency and then let them buy things so we can test our systems, make sure it's secure. And then once we know that's working, then we flip the switch and you can start buying the currency, buying skins and stuff. Um, Also, for people who want to support us monetarily, really, like what I would say to people right now is join the Discord server, follow us on Twitter or Instagram, tell other people about the game, sign up for an alpha key because that puts you on our mailing list, and then once we go live with either like a crowdfunding campaign or we just launch founders packs, you'd be there to support it on day one. Is there heavy inspiration from Paragon? Yes, yes, lots of inspiration from Paragon. Um, I love playing Paragon. Um, our Some of our lead designers are also uh, huge fans of Paragon. And we actually started working on this game about 2.5 years ago, so that would have been before Paragon shut down. And I was actually like, I still have the videos. I would play Paragon, and then I would record just like gameplay with OBS to my hard drive, and then just go over it later and study how they did stuff with their animation tech. And um, like I was doing a lot of research on how Paragon built their game, um, just because I loved how they did stuff. The quality of the animations and everything they were doing was really amazing. And then when they announced that it was going to shut down, I was like, man, I remember the last day that the game was live, I made sure to record like 10 videos just so that I'd have something. Britik, how many people are on the dev team right now? About 10 developers right now. Yeah, it's exactly 10. The company name is Project Ambitious Game LLC. So here is our company website. We have a blog, which most of our blog content is patch notes. So we publicly publish all of our patch notes for the game. We release a patch for the closed alpha every Monday. So one thing that's super important to us is a tight feedback loop. So we release a patch on Monday. We playtest with you guys Wednesdays and Saturdays, and then we release another patch on Monday. So it's super important to me and the rest of the development team that we play the game with you guys multiple times a week, and we release a patch as fast as possible. That doesn't mean we release a patch that fixes every bug we found that week. It usually takes 2 to 3 weeks to get a bug fix into the next patch, so it's all staggered. So like today we found some bugs. It'll probably be 3 weeks before we get those bugs fixed, but we've got bugs that we fixed 2 weeks ago that are about to get pushed live to you guys. Hopefully that makes sense. I always like to clarify that so people aren't like, oh my god, why isn't this fixed 5 days after we found it? I mean, we've got 10 developers. We do the best we can. So we've got all of our patch notes are up here on our website, so you can see everything we're doing, all the bugs we're fixing, all the stuff we're adding. And then we occasionally post like actual dev blogs, where we talk about our roadmap, what we're going to be working on, so you kind of have an idea of what we're doing for the next month or so. We try and publish a roadmap every month or two, so that everyone has an idea of like, okay, these are our big target goals. So right now, that's we're updating our weapons with new art and improving some of the net code so that there's less lag and weird bugs related to ink spikes. We're building out a replay system, so every match you play, if you want to, you can save it and go back and scrub through it and watch it all fly around the map. I remember Paragon had something like this, so we're in the middle of recreating that. And then the whole loadout system that I was just showing you, we've been updating that a bunch this month. We do have a marketing team, but it's an external marketing team that we work with through a business incubator, and they helped us get some of that stuff organized. But they're not what's the word? They're sort of like contracted, if that makes sense. So it's sort of like we just contracted them to help us with those couple of tasks, and then we are looking to we're looking to recruit a marketing managers as the team grows. If you got any other questions, just shoot me a Discord. But I think I'm gonna end my stream here. I gotta go hang out with some friends. But yeah. Thanks, Britik. It was really nice chatting with you. Have a good one, man.